It's only worth it if you work for it. I won't stop till they hear me now. I won't stop till I wear the crown. Let's go. I'm just telling you to fight for your dreams, but it's not what it seems. Man, it's hard to be seen when everybody wants to be king. Yeah, they all want a ring. Yeah, we all want to be free.
The bye week is over, and that is a good thing. And Mark Orem just popped on there. That was weird. Well, you already know. We got Mark Orem, but the bye week is over, folks. It is ready to go, and we're going to be talking Detroit Lions versus Dallas Cowboys, and we're going to have fun with my guy Mark Orem from Orem's Forum. What's going on, Mark? I can't hear you, man. Can't hear you. Mark, can't hear you. Cannot hear you.
Sorry.
There we go.
Sorry, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Sorry about that. I had it on mute. Yes, we did. What's going on, Mike? What's going on? I wrote it in the chat. The bye week is over, and we still dropped in the power rankings, by the way. Let's go.
Hey, just like the intro here, dropping is exactly what occurred. We got some folks in the building, though. Hey, huge shout out to a new subscriber there, Randall Cook. I appreciate you. Became a member to the channel. We got Chrome in the building, Lions Gangster, Paul Ginder, who's a member as well, Weston Lion, 9 Drinks, Giovanni Lyons, Ben Bowman. What is up? Yes, Mark was muted, and so was the intro. Let's just say that was a disaster of a start to a stream, but that's okay because we are the Detroit Lions. If you like disastrous starts, then go ahead and subscribe to Lions Nation Night. Why? Because we're the Detroit Lions, and it just happens that way. Mark, are you happy the bye week's over?
Yeah, I'm happy the bye week's over. You know, we got some players rested up. They changed some things up, I guess, at the facilities. The practicing, I guess, became a little more intense. Nothing like doing a more intense practice when you're already got 100 guys already hurt. But if it's going to make a difference, let's see it. So back to the grindstone, playing the Dallas Cowboys, tough team. That's a really tough division right there at that NFC East, and the Cowboys are in third place, but they're a pretty good football team at 4-2.
Are you guys ready for the game on Sunday? You happy the bye week is over? We got some Lions football. Why for yes and for no? Let me know in the comment section. Mine is why. I enjoyed the bye week. I'm not going to lie. I just sat back in my new room that we did an expansion on the house, and I watched football in the NFL Red Zone the whole day. It was really, really nice, but it's excited to get football back. One thing that's not exciting, Levi Onwuzurike, Mark Orem. Now, this is not we all expected he wasn't going to play this year, but he was placed on injured reserve because he had back surgery. Initial thoughts on Levi Onwuzurike?
Man, initial thoughts on this, add it to the list. Added to the list of second-round picks that this regime has, or not even this regime, that this organization has completely failed on. This was a pick that Brad Holmes made last year, knowing that he was a guy in Levi Onwuzurike who had chronic back issues to begin with. He was literally talked out of moving up into the first round to actually get Levi last year. Waited for him, fell to us in the second round. We ended up getting him. Chronic back issues. Is this kid ever going to play again? He's young. He plays a very tough spot, though, at defensive tackle. 2023 rolls around. We're going to see if this kid's going to be available or if he's going to be a possible injury settlement going into 2023. Hopefully he can produce for us in 2023, but my hopes are kind of dwindling on that right now.
Let's get to 10 likes. We got 27 in the building. We're at 9. One more like will get her done. So if you've not hit that like button, go ahead and do it right meow. what I think about Levi Onwuzurike, I did not expect him to play this year. And my personal opinion is he may not play again because of the back issue, the spine surgery that he had. We don't know the extent of what surgery he had, but somebody who has had multiple surgeries, somebody who's had a fusion, and his was disc related, and one of the 4 surgeries is a fusion. Go ahead and call that a career ender right there. Because, yes, you're going to feel good after you have surgery, but it completely limits you, and you're changed forever. And you got to understand, when it comes to spine, you get degenerative arthritis once you start getting those injuries. Anybody that has back pain knows all about it, and that's something you got to think about, the longevity of yourself, not just career, but yourself. You don't want to be 50 years old and a cripple. That is not good. And so I don't know if he will play again. We'll see if he plays again. My hope is he will, but I'm expecting the worst and hoping for the best. I think that's the best way we as fans should look at it. Just expect the worst, and if you get anything else, it's good there. So, I wish him the best. Prayers sent out to Levi. He's a young guy to have such a problem already in his short career. So hopefully he gets the help he needs. But we're getting the help that we need in a defensive lineman as well. Joshua Pascal may finally make his NFL debut. He had surgery, training camp, hernia. It looks potentially like he could finally show up for the Detroit Lions. How excited are you to see Joshua Pascal?
Yeah, I'm excited to see the kid play. He was a really standout player at Kentucky. He played for the Kentucky Wildcats. One of the best defensive linemen in the SEC last year. He's a kid that who's not really a sack artist. He's not going to really get to the quarterback much. He did have a career high, like 5.5 sacks, something like that last year at the defensive tackle spot, defensive end spot for the Kentucky Wildcats. He's a kid that does live in the backfield, though, eats up guards, plays the run extremely well. He was a really good lineman coming out of Kentucky. But it's another guy that Brad Holmes kind of, rolled the dice on. He was a guy that got hurt, and he couldn't play in the Citrus Bowl last year. Couldn't go to the Senior Bowl because of he tore his groin, his core. He had hernia surgery, sports hernia surgery, and he's a guy that Brad Holmes fell in love with. Said that if you watch the Lions Den, I think Inside the Den it's called, on YouTube, he was literally jumping up for joy, going, "I had to get this guy." He was talking to Dan Campbell, going, "This is a guy that I did not want to let go. I'm so glad we got him. I had to go get him." And I thought it was a bit of a reach. I'm not going to say he's a bad football player by any stretch, but I just was like, man, okay, I thought they could have maybe got a linebacker in that spot, but that's okay. He's going to make his debut now. Let's see what he can do, but he's a rookie. We got to temper some expectations a little bit with him, but I'm excited to have him back.
Excited to see him just on the field. I'm excited to see his name on the back of his jersey. We draft this guy in the 2nd round. We need to have the players that we drafted be on the field and make plays for us, specifically our defense, stopping the run. I think that's what he's good at. He's not the greatest pass rusher in the world, but I don't need him to be. We got other players to do that. I need somebody to stop the bleeding on the run game. And if he can help do that, look, he's going to be on a snap count if he plays. He's not going to be playing every single down. Everybody knows this. But even just a little bit of help is all the help we need. We need every ounce of help on this defense you could possibly get. Just like Nine Drinks said, too, John Kaminsky looks like he could be coming back in this game as well. Huge help for the defensive line. When he was in there, Aidan Hutchinson was making some plays. So we need him in there as well to help out this defense. And another player coming back, it looks like Jerry Jacobs, corner. Massive gain here for the Lions defense. So if these guys can show up for the game Sunday, it gives us a better chance to, be in the game against the Dallas Cowboys. What are you excited about John Kaminsky and Jerry Jacobs as well?
Yeah, John Kaminsky, man, that was a really good pickup by the Detroit Lions too. Back in the summer there. He was a guy that at least 6 to 8 teams, I think, put in a waiver claim for John Kaminsky. He was a kid coming out of he played for the Atlanta Falcons. A lot of teams wanted him. They were very interested in him. Got a high motor. Basically, he's been one of our best defensive linemen. And it's a guy that kind of, he's not a starter or anything like that, but he kind of was getting more snaps as the games were going on. And like we said, Aidan Hutchinson was actually making plays when Kaminsky was in there. He was spelling some guys too. So I'm really excited about John Kaminsky. I think he's going to help out tremendously. He's a guy with a fiery motor, doesn't stop. And then Jerry Jacobs coming back. I'm hearing that maybe if he comes back, he's going to be mainly on special teams. We'll see that. We'll see what happens there, though. Is Oruwariye going to start? Are they going to put back Will Harris at corner? Jerry Jacobs going to play some nickel. So I'm excited to have at least 3 guys back. Is it going to make a huge difference? Not too sure yet, but anything helps, and that's actually 3 good players, hopefully. So Pascal's kind of a little bit of a question mark. Don't really know yet his NFL skills, but having Kaminsky and Jacobs back is really nice, and then adding Kaminsky into the mix should help this defense tremendously.
And we're going against, right now, it's considered the 14th ranked offensive line in the NFL in the Dallas Cowboys. Plus or minus a couple. There's other sites like PFF or other. Just in there, it's a middle-of-the-road offensive line. The Detroit Lions defensive line needs to get pressure on Dak Prescott. It looks like he's going to be returning for the Dallas Cowboys. It's not Cooper Rush. It's the guy's a little bumble. He's the starting quarterback. He is a playmaker. What do the Lions defensive line need to do on Sunday that we have not done since the Washington Commanders game? You already know where I'm going with this. We got to get to him.
Yeah, they got to get to Dak Prescott. They got to get to Dak Prescott, and they got to somehow stop the run. If you look at that Dallas offense, it's not really the Dallas offense of old. It's not the Dallas offensive line of old. There's still a good offensive line, though, middle of the pack, maybe a little bit better, like Mike said, at rank 14. But one thing they can do, they can really run the football. They got Tony Pollard back there with Ezekiel Elliott. Those are a nice 1-2 combo. Dak back. What are they going to do with him? He seems to be healthy. Are they going to start winging it all over the place? But the Cowboys don't put a lot of points on the board. They don't score a bunch. They don't have a great offense, but they do run the ball well. But they have to get in Dak's face. They got to somehow stop the run. Having John Kaminsky and maybe Pascal back should hopefully help. Maybe it can free up Aidan Hutchinson. I don't know what's going on with Charles Harris. Is he back? But they need to get pressure on Dak, and they need to stop the run. They need to stop Pollard and Ezekiel Elliott. And it's going to be tough because, this is not like we played the Patriots 2 weeks ago, and they weren't supposed to have a good offense too. They almost put 30 on us. No,
I expect Dallas to put points on us. You want to know why Michael Gallup's back and Dak Prescott's back?
Gallup.
That's going to be hard for the Detroit Lions, and we're talking about a run game, and it's our defense. We got to get pressure on Dak Prescott. We got to sack him. We got to be able to get to the quarterback. What the hell is wrong with this Detroit Lions defense? We're inability to get to the quarterback. It's been years of this. It is time to do it in this game. John Kaminsky back. Aidan Hutchinson, step up. We need to put pressure. It doesn't necessarily mean we have to sack the guy, but force him to throw the football just a hair early so everything is not on target and perfect. We have to be able to make a team punt the football. This is going to be a big problem. Stopping Ezekiel Elliott is going to be hard. Pollard's going to be hard. We got to stop the run. I'm really worried about this one. Let me know in the comments section, who do you got winning the game? Put C for Cowboys, L for Lions. I'm curious to see what you guys think on this one. Interesting battle here. What is a matchup the Lions defense got to worry about against the Dallas Cowboys offense?
What's one matchup they got to worry about? They got to worry about those running backs. I think the running backs. I think it's going to be key for the Dallas Cowboys' success. Like you said, Mike, Tony Pollard, Ezekiel Elliott. They can still. Zeke can still run the football. He's a big back. He's powerful. He's got some speed to him. He's not afraid. He's not afraid of contact. He will try to light you up. And I think, that front seven pretty much. That front's five or whatever we're calling this. What are we calling this defense? That's 4-2, this 4-2-5 defense. That front six, that front seven, whatever you want to call it. I think it's going to be very important against those running backs. They're two good running backs over there, and they run the football well. So I think it's going to be key on success because Dak's back. He might be a little bit rusty. If they can force Dak to throw the football, maybe they do have a chance to win this football game. But it's all coming down to the front four, front six, whatever we want to call this defense here. They need to stop the run. I think that's going to be very key here because we are facing a rusty Dak.
We're also facing a defense, the Lions offense, which we didn't score any points versus New England Patriots. We're getting some players back. I think Swift's going to come back. Amon-Ra St. Brown ankle feeling a little bit better. Everyone's feeling a little bit better, and that's good. But this defense that we're facing is terrifying, Mark. They got a guy named Micah Parsons who's an absolute freak. I think this is going to be essential for Decker and essential for Sewell in this game. If we want to get any sort of points, they have to come up with a game plan to completely stop Micah Parsons because Jared Goff getting pursued by him is a scare that makes it hard for me to sleep at night.
Yeah, this is the ultimate test. This should be a great test for a great offense in Detroit that runs the ball well. We throw the ball well. We have a great O-line, and we're going up against one of the most terrifying defenses in the NFL. And it's not just Micah Parsons over there. It's DeMarcus Lawrence. They got Van Der Esch. They got Diggs at corner. They got a kid named Donovan Wilson, who's a really great safety. They got three levels of defense that go after everybody, and they bring the pain. They struggled a little bit against Philadelphia, but that's Philadelphia Eagles. But they get to the quarterback. They get to the quarterback. Micah Parsons is an absolute terror in the NFL. He murders O-linemen. If you put a tight end on him, if I see TJ Hawkinson one-on-one on Micah Parsons, I'm gonna flip. I'm going to flip out. He can't. Hawkinson will need help all day. He shouldn't even bother trying to block Micah Parsons. But that whole D line is very good too. They got good interior. They got great linebackers, and they got a great secondary. They're just a really good, disciplined defense. They're really good disciplined defense that comes after it, and they take no prisoners, man. So but we have a great offense. So this should be a test. If we put up another zero burger, that's going to be – I'm going to start questioning what the hell is going on around here. We should put some points up there, but I am afraid of this defense. So it's way better than the Patriots. So that makes me a little bit nervous right there. But it's too good offense and a great defense. So let's see what happens on Sunday.
Put the score in the comment section of this game. What do you think the score is going to be? I'm curious to see what you guys think. I've seen so far everybody said Lions for winning except for Weston Lyon, who says I would want the Lions to win, but I cannot see it. So everyone else is saying Lions there. We're not going to do our predictions yet. Just give it a little bit here until right before the mailbag segment. We go for you guys to run the show. Look, the Lions offense has got to – it's going to be difficult for them, really difficult. I don't know what type of points they'll be put up, but they should be at full strength. We're talking about Chark is back. You got Amon-Ra St. Brown. He should be good to go. DeAndre Swift, all the running backs, the offensive line except for Big V. We should be able to push the football down the field. We should be able to. I don't know if it's going to happen. I do trust Ben Johnson, but I am really worried. I think it's going to come down to the offensive line, in all honesty. If Jared Goff's running for his life, we lose the game. We barely put up any points. If he can stand in the pocket, the Lions have a chance. That's really going to be the game because our offense is high-powered. And if we're able to obviously put up some points, I don't know if the Dallas Cowboys offense is high-powered enough to match it. We'll see. It's gonna be interesting. X factor for the game for me, DeAndre Swift is going to be the X factor. Is he able to, put up more than 15 carries in this game going against this vaunted front seven of the Dallas Cowboys? If he can get his motor rolling, it's going to open everything else up. He is vital towards the Lions offense. What's an X factor for you?
The X factor for me is our O-line versus that front seven too as well. They're going to have to deal with guys like Lawrence, Micah Parsons, Van Der Esch. Like I said, that's a really good defense, and if they can kind of, get some type of continuity, some type of flow going in this game, where they got those guys on their heels, then there's going to be a chance. I'm just really worried about it. But it's like we've been talking about. I think this is a really good test for our offense. We're supposed to have one of the best offenses in the NFL. You didn't prove it 2 weeks ago. I don't know what happened there. I think that's just a Bill Belichick thing. I don't know what happened there. He's got Jared Goff's number. Hopefully, like I said, like when I made my video, man, I go, the NFL is a copycat league. Even though how good that Dallas defense is, I guarantee you they're looking at that tape of the Patriots game and saying, well, what did Bill do in order to shut down that offense? Then now that's just more fuel to the fire. And if the Cowboys get it right, it's going to be another long day for the Detroit Lions. And then vice versa, Ben Johnson has to do the same thing. He has to look at that Dallas defense, and this is what they do. Obviously, it's their job. But he has to figure out the weaknesses and the strengths of this Dallas defense, and he has to exploit it somehow.
Let's get to 30 likes. We're 4 away right now at 63 in the building. Let's just go ahead and do kind of a little prediction here about the game. Before we go to you guys get the mailbag segment. You can ask us any questions here in a couple minutes, and we're going to get to it. Devin Davis, 24-27 Lions. Lions Mania, 2017 Lions. Ben says 28-20 Lions. Let's just say Dallas wins by Chrome with a LOL. 34-27 Lions win. Tie, C-Bell. I hope that doesn't occur. 38-31 Lions. Lions 32-28. Okay, 31-28. He's going Cowboys. That is a lot of Lions predicting to win the game. Right now it looks like it's 80% Lions to 20%. I'll give you my prediction, and then I'll let Mark do his. I think the Detroit Lions are walking into a buzzsaw. I think we're going to lose this game 34-17. I'm really concerned with the defense of the Dallas Cowboys, how they're going to get pressure on Jared Goff. When he has pressure, we've seen what happened last week. He's unable to really get in his rhythm that we're used to seeing him in the first couple weeks of the NFL season. Dak Prescott coming back, it's going to hurt us. They're going against our defense. Our defense is not good. It's at Dallas, and they lost against the Philadelphia Eagles, and they're in one of the toughest divisions, and they're in third place. They're going to want to get that win. I think the Lions lose 34-17. Mark, what do you got?
I'm not going to be too far off of you, Mikey. I'm going to say, 33-24 Dallas Cowboys. Like you said, we have a really bad defense. We're walking into a buzzsaw. A lot of teams, coming off a bye are successful, but I think the Dallas Cowboys are the real deal. They're a team at 4-2 that play lights out defense and have a really good running game. Dak back. I just don't know what our defense is going to do against that team. I just don't trust our defense. I don't trust our defense, but I trust our offense to put up some points. I think they will get on the board. Let's hope they don't put up another zero burger. That would be very strange if they do that again. But we're facing a defense that is killer. They are an absolute killing machine in the NFL. They got superstars all across the board on that defense. It's unbelievable. It's just going to be tough, but I think we put up a little bit of a fight, but I just don't see us beating Dallas in Dallas. I think it's going to be too tough.
I really want to beat them so bad because of the Dallas
Oh.
Cowboys. There's just a couple teams out there I really want to defeat. They're
Yeah.
one of those teams. It's just it looks really difficult, and it's hard for me to really look at this unbiased and be like, yeah, the Lions, they're gonna win easily. It's really difficult
do it.
because they are a physical team, up front, offense and defense, exactly what you want to see. And they're getting Dak back. That's, look, he's not the greatest quarterback in the world, but that's a big boost for their offense going against our defense, 32nd ranked defense in the NFL. Your time to shine. Go ahead.
Sorry, Mike. I was just saying, and like I don't want to hear anybody saying that they got the worst quarterback in there now because Cooper Rush went 4-0. Cooper Rush wasn't winning them football games over there. Cooper Rush played good football, but he was just, he was very serviceable. That's what he was. Dak is the quarterback over there in Dallas. Dak is much better than Cooper Rush. So it's a tougher game for the Detroit. I'd rather face Cooper Rush, to be honest with you. I really would. Dak is a better quarterback than Cooper Rush. So we got to be careful with Dak, man. He's torn us apart in the past. Let's hope he doesn't do it again this Sunday.
Your time to shine with the mailbag segment, folks. Hashtag Lions, hashtag LNU, hashtag D, whatever it is, strong D. Let me know in the comments section. And I already see questions developing. With Kaminsky and Pascal coming back, do you think we see more production from Hutchinson? It's not 100% that they're coming back, but I do think you'll see more production. It's simple. When you have more talent on the defensive line, the offense has got to play around that. It's going to free up spot for Aidan Hutchinson 100%. I do think that. What do you think, Mark?
Yeah, for sure. Kaminsky was playing good football for the Detroit Lions. He's probably one of our best defensive linemen. So, and then Pascal, he can free up some guys too. He can take out some double teams. He's a guy that can get in the backfield, hopefully at the NFL level. We haven't really seen him play in the NFL at all, but I think we can have those two guys in the mix, and then Hutchinson can free up and make some plays for this Detroit defense. Let's hope that can happen.
How about them Red Wings? Oh, wrong YouTube channel. But last Sunday, it was great to see the Jets F over the Green Bay Packers. Hashtag FGB. Oh, it was glorious. I agree with you to watch Green Bay go down. And yes, congratulations to the Red Wings. That's what it's all about. Hashtag Lions from Riley Elder. Who should be starting 5 in the secondary B? That is a mysterious question. I don't know.
We're so beat up. We're
so beat up. I don't know.
Obviously, Akuda. Will Harris right now. We don't know what's going on with Jerry Jacobs. Is Elliott even back? He got hurt. I think he just had cramps 2 weeks ago, right? So he should be back. Elliott's a third guy. Juju Hughes at the other safety, maybe Kirby Joseph.
Yeah.
Your guess is as good as mine. Mike.
That secondary is beat up like Jacobs, a hooker in Vegas, man. That thing is beat up. Hashtag Lions from Lions Mania. I expect that Swift and Amon-Ra St. Brown will play on Sunday at Dallas. I agree with you. I kind of expect it as well. I think they're going to come back. I'm a little concerned, though, about Amon-Ra St. Brown. I don't want him to come back if he's not fully healthy. That's my concern with that ankle.
I don't think he should have played 2 weeks ago, Mike. He couldn't even cut.
Yeah.
He couldn't even cut. Like, I love his attitude. I love that he wanted to be out there. But, man, he couldn't even make cuts out there, man. And he was out there for 21 snaps. What's the point?
I 100% agree with you. If I miss your question, just repost it. Copy and paste it. I'm going to miss it because they're coming in quick. Devin Davis, hashtag F. Dallas Cowboys, do y'all see us trading for anyone before the trade deadline to help out the defense? Do you see us trading for anybody? There are a lot of rumors floating around.
I see there's a lot of rumors out there. If there's one guy that I would like to see the Lions go after, it's Brian Burns, the defensive end from the Carolina Panthers. That's a guy that I loved coming out of college. I don't know what you'd have to give up. It seems like Carolina is kind of on a fire sale right now. They just unloaded Robbie Anderson to the Arizona Cardinals. They seem to have everybody on the trade block. That's a guy that I would be interested. I just don't know if Brad Holmes is going to give up draft capital. But I think it would be a good move. If you can go get a Brian Burns, he's a great defensive end. He can help out Hutchinson there. I don't know what's going on with Charles Harris. So that's one guy that I would, if they're going to do it, go get Brian Burns. They need help on the defensive line, getting to the quarterback and stopping the run.
I'd like the Lions to trade T.J. Hawkinson and get a first-round pick. That's what I'd personally like, to acquire more draft picks to build this defense up. If you look at this draft, it's really deep. I'd love to be able to build this defense deep. One player I'd like to trade for, Derek Brown, defensive tackle from the Carolina Panthers. If he was somehow ability to snatch, I would. I had the honor to watch the game this last Sunday in Red Zone. They really showed the Panthers and the Rams, and I was impressed by Derek Brown getting a sack. Just a monster there, and I think it would help out the defensive line big league. If we give a second-round pick to get him, I'd do it. Hashtag FGB, what changes can Dan Campbell make to get our faith back in him? Interesting question, Mark. What do you got?
Well, for starters, stop making blunders on the field. Stop making these game deciding decisions almost on the field. And simple as that, win. You start winning, then you're going to get the faith back. We start losing still, we keep losing, the faith is just going to completely go into the river. So winning and stop making dumb decisions on the field. I love how aggressive he is, but sometimes he's a little bit too aggressive. So
win. Stop
being so aggressive and win some ball games.
Win. That's how you get my faith back. I'm tired of losing. You got to win. $5 super chat from Paul Ginder. Thank you so much here. Hashtag FGB. What do you all think about Karen Rodgers' new hairdo? I haven't seen it. So you laughed. What is it like?
I don't even know what it is, man. It's all shaved underneath here, and it's got like the flow going down. It's all thin. It looks like somebody took a chainsaw to his head. Like I don't even know what's going on there. He's just a weird dude, man. He's a weird dude.
Thank you for the super. I haven't seen it yet. He's just a weird guy. Hashtag F Aaron Rodgers. Hashtag F the Dallas Cowboys. Jameson has been out for almost a year. Any news on him? Last time I heard 313 locked, I heard it from Jeff Risdon that he'll make his debut on Thanksgiving. That was the latest news that I heard. Have you heard anything else there, Mark Orem?
No, I haven't heard anything. We were all hoping for Week 7 versus the Cowboys this week, but it doesn't look like that's going to happen. So I keep hearing Thanksgiving as well, too. So nothing really new about it. So, well, that's kind of new. But, yeah, Thanksgiving. So a few more weeks.
Hashtag FGB from Devin Davis. Is Dan Campbell going to be gone, or defensive coordinator is going to be gone if he doesn't get better soon? I don't think he'll get fired this year. I think it'd be after the year. That's what I got. What do you think?
Yeah, like I think if this keeps up, man, I think there could be an Anthony Lynn. I think this could be another Anthony Lynn, man. He could possibly get demoted, thrown up in a booth somewhere. If they keep getting gashed and they keep losing football games, I think there's a strong possibility that Aaron Glenn could get demoted. Not necessarily fired, but like Mike said, fired at the end of the year, though.
Anthony Lynn. Overtime through and three, hashtag FGB. Spencer Raxter and Easy from Woodward Sports brought up interesting point about Aidan Hutchinson being able to succeed more when he's in the 2-point stance. Do you agree with that, Mark?
I totally agree with that, man. When he was at Michigan his last year, Mike McDonald came in and he changed everything around on that Michigan defense, but they were playing a 3-4. He had Hutchinson standing up for majority of the snaps, and that's when he had his 14, 15 sacks. So it was a completely different defense. Hutch is a rookie. We still got to be a little bit careful about what Hutch can do here, but I think he is better standing up, and he kind of proved that in college, but college isn't the NFL. But I'd like to see him stand up more. It would be something different.
12 more likes to 50. Smash that like button. Let's get to 50. likes. What do you think about all these trash primetime games from Matty P? I think they need to stop giving Denver Broncos airtime. I am tired of watching that team. Just go ahead and change it up. And this is what happens when you're not diverse in primetime games and you just want to exclude teams because reasons. Well, they got Russell Wilson. How'd that work out? You know, you got their old school thinking. It needs to end. So I think they're trash. No one wants to see these games. How about you make it a little bit different each week instead of the same damn teams every week? Hashtag FGB from C Bell. Do we try field goals this game? I'm gonna say they try one. What do you got, Mark?
Well, who's our field goal kicker? Is it Sam Fickens?
I don't even know, man.
Rodgers?
At this point, Santos not on the team.
I don't even know who our kicker is. It's either Fickens or it's either Michael Badgley. I don't even know.
Yeah,
anymore.
Badgley, I think it is. I don't know. They go
man.
one. Hunter Carpenter, hashtag lines. I don't think our defense is bad as people think. Our D-line just lacks production, not having Akwara, Pascal, Levi not having pressure. Our defense is that bad as we think.
Bro,
it's the worst defense in the NFL.
It's bad, dude. Go look. It's really, really bad, man.
It does hurt not having the guys.
It does.
Romeo Akwara, Joshua Pascal, Levi Onwuzurike, Jerry Jacobs. It's going to hurt for sure, but it's trash still. Brian Smith, if you could make Dan Campbell stop doing something and start doing something else, what would it be? Stop going on every fourth down. It's cool to be aggressive, but not every freaking time, man. That's what I would say to him. Look, you do have two other phases to the game. I understand our defense sucks, but it is a phase. We got special teams, Jack Fox. Okay? Use them. This is not Madden football.
Yeah.
How many playoff teams in the NFC North? Two. Packers and Vikings. There. Why did the Lions cut Randy Bullock? Because they love cutting kickers. I have no idea. Hashtag FGB.
Why did they cut Riley Patterson? Why did they cut Riley Patterson?
Who I said I wanted the team to keep. That's who I was rooting for. And now he's doing good in Jacksonville. Randall Cook, who became a member today. Huge shout out to you. Hashtag FGB. The boys from Roar to Lions UK were working hard on Sunday when there were no other Lions content people with Lions Nation Night working. Those boys put in solid 6 to 12 hours to entertain. Yep, huge shout out to those guys. And make sure you subscribe to Roar of the Lions UK because they are putting in that work 100%. I was putting in that NFL Red Zone, sitting down and relaxing. That's what I was doing. Hashtag FGB. Do you guys think Jacob will have a good game? Jerry Jacob? It just depends how much they have in there. I don't know how much he's going to be.
Yeah, I don't even know how much he's going to play. It sounds like when Dan Campbell was talking about it that he's going to, if he does play, it's going to be a lot on special teams. So we'll see if he can get on the field and play some defense.
Is there anybody on the Lions that untradeable, even for a first-round pick, untradeable? Penei Sewell, untradeable. I mean, you just look at the core guys. There's a lot of untradeable players.
Yeah, you can't just trade. Yeah.
You can't just trade
There's
everybody.
a few players, man. Jameson Williams, I think.
Yeah. Anyone that's...
We got to see these kids play. So, yeah, there's a few guys.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. Jack Fox, I ain't trading him either. If Jack Fox isn't punting on Sunday, I hope they put him in the stands selling popcorn or even price beer for his paycheck. Hey, he's at some point they gotta use him, right? So he's got to do something if he's getting paid. Good Lord.
Yeah, man. Like, I don't know what he's doing over there. I don't know what he's doing over there, man. But yeah, he needs some work in, man. They got to get him some work.
Talk about positions in the draft, Mark. What is a position that the Lions should address in the draft?
What position? Man, I personally, defensive line, I think either you get an edge or you get a defensive tackle. I don't know where we're going to be. I don't know where we're going to be be drafted just yet. Right now, it looks like we're gonna, if it all falls if it all falls apart, we could be a top 5 team. We could be a top 5 draft, and there's some good defensive tackles coming out. There's Will Anderson from Alabama, the defensive end. I'm not necessarily on the quarterback bandwagon just yet. I think we need to fix this defense first before anything. But yeah, man, definitely defense, man, defensive line for sure.
Yeah, here. Couple of prospects that said that Detroit Lions could look at. You can look at the quarterback position. Well, we can't look at quarterback. Well, guess what? If we're talking about we're the top 2 or 3 pick in the draft, quarterbacks for sure you got to look at. That'd be C.J. Stroud. That'd be Bryce Young. How about Hendon Hooker, who Raw Detroit's been loving on? Now, I'm not saying take him at 3, but he could be a prospect they look at for sure. Looking at edge, B.J. Ujulari, if he's available. Will Anderson, if he is there available for sure. If they want to go defensive tackle, Jalen Carter's a defensive tackle they could get. There's a lot of prospects the Lions could look at. Shoot, I think Noah Sewell, linebacker, 2-0, linebacker they could look at. Corner they could look at as well. I mean, it's like what position can't they look at is more of the question.
Yeah, there's all kinds of players, man, that they can look at, man. I think maybe the only thing we don't really need to really key on is offensive line. I think we do need eventually a guard though. But I do like a lot of guys in the defense.
Yeah, I mean, everything's on the table. You gotta look, folks. Everything's on the table. And when you're a bad team, this is how I approach draft. Doesn't mean necessarily anyone else does, but I just go best player available, pretty much regardless of position, unless it's a punter or a kicker. We're talking the first round. I'm not doing anything like that, but we're talking like if there is a guy that is just the guy, I just take it. You don't want to screw up on the draft. You don't want to draft the wrong guy that screws up. That's the way that I go. Hashtag FGB. Got good news. Dak Prescott is back. The most overrated mid-quarterback in all time. Back. Don't have to worry about facing Rush. Dak Prescott's better than Cooper Rush, and they're going against our defense, so you got to worry quite a bit. Could be overrated? Yeah, I could see that. I think he's not the greatest quarterback in the world, but he's better than Rush. Let's see. Do you see the Rams missing
Bailey Zappi was overrated too.
Bailey Zappi?
Yeah, I remember being told he was overrated too.
Yeah,
so
he's a
fourth-round rookie.
Fourth-round rookie that sliced us and then turned around and did it again. Do you see the Rams missing the playoffs? This is an interesting question here. Yes, I don't have them making the playoffs. They look like dog crap. I watched them versus the Panthers, and it's just like, what in the hell? Their offensive line is terrible. Their defense is not that great. I think they missed the playoffs, man. What do you got?
Yeah, I think there's a possibility. They had one of the toughest schedules coming in, obviously being the Super Bowl winners, and they're decimated with injuries on that O-line. Stafford don't look the same. The whole team doesn't look good.
The same. Let's be honest, just not last year's same.
Well, I mean,
looked like what we're used to.
No, like throwing the picks and all that stuff. I get all that, but it's just like something's wrong. Something's going on with that elbow, man. It doesn't look like he has as much zip anymore. He's getting beat up, man. That old line is getting him killed. There's no run game over there. He throws the 2 guys, man, Cooper Kupp and Tyler Higbee. So it's just, Allen Robinson did finally have a nice game last week, but it's like, wow, it's not the same Rams, man. It's not the same Rams, and it's a tough schedule going down the stretch.
Would you rather draft the like of Bryce Young and cut Jared Goff and use that cap savings to buy a good defensive player in free agency? That's a strategy there. Look, I'm all about drafting a quarterback if he's the best player available. I'm not 100% sure if he's the best quarterback available right now, but I'm all about it. I don't care what people think. I don't care if another YouTuber out there who calls me out thinks, well, we can't do it because we got Jared Goff. I don't care. This is my feeling. I like mobile quarterbacks. I personally go BPA. If I was GM, we would have Justin Herbert instead of Jeffrey Okudah. Just an FYI, because I wanted to draft him. That's me. I will go that route. Are you tired of looking forward to the draft at a quarter of the way through the season? This is normal, man. It is tiring. I got to say, it is 100% tiring, but I've been doing this now for 3.5, almost 4 years on YouTube, and every quarter is where it begins. And it just so happens the Lions suck since I've been doing it. Mark, are you tired of it?
Yeah, I'm sick and tired of it, man. I've been doing like YouTube for a few years now too, as well, and I've been doing this but I've been doing the draft thing forever. It's like 4 or 5 games into the year, we're talking draft. We're already talking draft with my buddies, talking draft on YouTube, just talking draft in general. I'm sick and tired of it, man. I'd rather be, I'd rather be going into this game at 3-2, 4-1, but it's the same old stuff, man. It's getting frustrating. We need change, man. I just don't know when it's going to come.
Hey, man, let's go ahead and get destroying, says Jesse Spence. We sign a kicker every week, so it could happen. If you can get him to take Bryce Young, I think he's a special quarterback. I think he could be very special, 100%. Where do you think Odell Beckham Jr. ends up? I think he'll end up a Ram. Lions need to get something between 1 and 3 round picks for Hutchinson because you ain't going to get a top 5 free agent. Get a single thing for him. I think you can get a late first-round pick, too, like the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I think that would be a logical destination. They're trying to do one more time with Tom Brady. I think you could, and I'm down for it. If someone gave up a first-round pick and they're a team that's in the playoffs, Mark, are you doing it?
I'm absolutely accepting that deal because I don't think we're going to get a first-round pick for Hutchinson. I don't think any team's going to, but maybe a team like you said, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, man, can he be that can he be that Gronk? He loves throwing to his tight ends, but, Hutchinson, I think, is going to go for about a second-round, maybe third-round pick. I don't see him going for
I'm not
the first-round
second.
pick. But if it was there, I would accept it immediately because I don't think he deserves a second contract in Detroit.
I'm not doing a late second for him. I'll just keep him at that point. No, I want a late first. I'm going to be greedy. Late second, it's almost like a third-round pick, man. That same thing we did with Darius Slay. It was a third-round pick, and that bit us. Matty P., the Giants may have a great record, but they're still paying Kenny Galladay to do nothing, and they could trade Kenny Galladay to do nothing to the Green Bay Packers or something like that because I know they're looking to get a wide receiver. Yeah. But they're winning. 5-1. I'll take that all day over paying. Hey, they're overpaying Kenny Galladay. We're still paying Jamie Collins and Trey Flowers and Matt Patricia. So I'll take the winning record over that.
Yeah.
How much do you expect Tony Romo to bash the Lions when he's announcing the game Sunday? I don't know about anybody. Everyone likes Tony Romo's announcing. I don't. I think his voice is annoying. Not a big fan. He's a little corny to me. A little corny.
He's a bit corny,
like that corn puff. I'm not a big fan of him. Yeah. Hashtag Bryce Young going to the Lions just makes so much sense. J-Mo played with him in Bama. Yep, and Amon-Ra played with him in high school. It would make sense. They wanted to.
I didn't know that.
They did the same thing with over there in Cincinnati. They paired up their quarterback with the same wide receiver. Went to a Super Bowl.
Yep. This could be.
What's up, there, Rod Detroit? What's up, man? Make sure you subscribe to his channel. Hashtag FGB. Do you think Kaminsky plays? Do you think Hutch will get any sacks? I do think Kaminsky plays. I don't know how much. Hopefully he plays quite a bit. I'll say he gets a sack. I'll say finally he gets a sack. What do you got, Mark?
Yeah, I'm hoping Hutch gets a sack. He got 3 earlier in the second game of the year. I think he needs to get in there and get Dak, man. So if Kaminsky plays, I can see it happening.
Smash that like button. 1 like away from 50 likes. We got 148 in the building. Smash that like button. Again, if you got questions, put hashtag in the comment section. Hawk to the Bucks for a 2nd and 4. Still not doing it. It's going to be a late second, man. It's going to be a late.
I'd do that, man.
If there's an early second, I can sit. A late second, though, it's going to be like we're talking about near 3rd round because they're going to make the playoffs.
I know, but man, I don't know, man. Because if you let him walk, bro, he's
It's a conditional
what are you going to get
third,
for him?
but he still
He
plays
might,
next
yeah.
year.
He still plays next year.
So you could still.
It's tough, man.
Mm.
It's tough.
Dragon fan, hashtag save to the end off topic. What is going on with Holland football? I figured you might know. It's near the area. Actually, I didn't fall in Holland. I'm in Zealand. And Zealand, we suck. We got one win. And I got to witness that win. That was last Friday. But I don't know what's going on with Holland, so I couldn't tell you. Is that where they stopped playing? I know one of the schools stopped playing. And it was like they canceled it because they didn't have enough people or something. I don't know. Hashtag FGB from Jesse Spence. Do you see Rodgers retiring after the season or perhaps being signed by the Raiders to reunite him with Adams? He's not going to retire after the season, and he's going to stay Green Bay Packer next year because he signed a contract extension.
Yeah,
what do y'all think about
his way up their trade? But no,
they should have traded him. They should have traded him last year. I've been saying that. I'm like, man, you could have got 3 first-round picks in a couple seconds. What crack are you not doing there? What do y'all think about people saying trade for a player to help out the defense, and would it make difference? I'm cool with trading for a difference maker that is extremely young. Other than that, if you're older and you're a veteran, don't waste the draft capital. Like if you're talking about a guy who's 23, okay, and we're talking about a defensive tackle or an edge, I'm for it because we're talking about a young player, second-round pick, because we suck at second-round picks. Other than that, no, I'm not wanting to do it. Just go to the draft.
Yeah.
That's me. What do you got?
No, I'm the same, man. I'm okay with people saying trade for a player, but if we're going to trade for a player, he's got to be 25 and younger. I do like Brian Burns, though. I don't really know what his age is, but
24.
he has been in the NFL for
24 years old. Yep.
So that's a guy that I do like, man. So
5 sacks.
as long as he's young, like Mike said, man, that's perfect.
Because you got to understand you have the 5th-year option of most of these guys, and they're young. You want a building block for the team. If they're young, they're a building block. If they're older, they're not a building block. Don't want them on the team. Paul Ginder, hashtag FGB. Do you guys think Goff throws over 350 yards? No, I do not think he throws for over 350 yards. I don't think he throws for over 250 yards against the Dallas Cowboys defense. What do you got, Mark?
Yeah, I don't think he's going to throw for 350, man. Please. If you're asking that question, please do not start him in fantasy. Don't start him in fantasy.
I have to because my guy Jalen Hurts is on a bye week, so I'm starting Jared Goff. By the way, yeah, I know.
Oof.
Thanks for
maybe
reminding
you can put
me.
Up some points, man.
And I'm 6-0 in fantasy. By the way, Mark.
My team's brutal.
Yeah,
my team is so brutal this week in your league, man. This year, oh my God, you're 6-0.
I'm 6-0, the undefeated one. I'm the Goldberg.
Yikes.
But it's going to be hard this week because I got Jalen Hurts. He's not playing, and Miles Sanders is not playing because on a bye week.
Yeah.
Lions Mania. Could you sign a tight end in free agency that could be as good as Hutchinson? Though I would definitely take the offer. I don't know what free agent tight ends are available. I think you can draft another one. Remember, we got James Mitchell last year in the draft in the 5th round. So you want to develop him so they could do another draft in the 5th round or something like that. You can find tight ends. You can. I'm not big into drafting tight ends in the 1st round unless he's the best player available. But you can.
Yeah, you can find tight ends. You can find him. You can find him, man. Hawkinson, this fan base is overrating him, man. They're overrating him, man. He's had a couple really good games for us, but man, he's not the guy you guys think he is.
I think he's a good tight end. I just don't think he's a top 5 tight end.
Yeah.
I think he can. We got to scheme him into the game. That's one thing too. Is I think that's an issue because he can have a breakout game. I don't think he's awful or something like that. I would just like to build the defense. I think if you can get capital to build the defense, I'm all about it. Because he's a luxury when we have needs on defense. There's a difference between luxury and need. Tight end's a luxury. What we have good tight end depth. We need defense. It's not a luxury there. It's a need. We need linebackers. We need edge, defensive tackle, corner, safety. You name it on the defense, we need it. Devin Davis, hashtag smash the hole. Any Super Bowl predictions? Early Super Bowl. predictions. I'll say the Buffalo Bills versus the I'm going to just stay with the Buffalo Bills and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. It's what I said to start the season. I'm going to just stay with it, even though Eagles are looking pretty good. What do you got, Mark?
I was going to say that too. I was going to say the Buffalo Bills versus the Philadelphia Eagles. And I was going to say it was, and I'm going to say the Bills victorious. That's what it looks like right now. Kansas City could be in there too because, they're a very good ball club too.
Out of the team that's above 500 left on the schedule, what do you think have the best chance of beating? The Chicago Bears and the Carolina Panthers. That is it. What do you got, man? Mark?
No, I got the same thing, man. I got the same thing. Maybe we could get lucky and beat the Packers. Packers are kind of, they're kind of reeling right now, but, Aaron Rodgers still just Bears, Panthers for sure. Yeah.
Appreciate you, everybody. Make sure you hit that like button. We're going to close this bad boy out. It's been about an hour, and I got to really take a leak really, really bad. I literally have my legs crossed. That's how bad I got to go. Mark, what do you got to say to the folks? Shout out your channel.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Mike. Thanks, everybody in the chat. It was great, man. Come see me on YouTube. Mark Oram, Orams Forum. Getting closer to 2,000 subscribers. I'm about, I think, 10, 11 away. I do Lions content. I make all kinds of videos about the Detroit Lions, and I have fun with it. And I do a podcast too as well. I just did one last week or a few days ago, first time in a long time, called the Orams Den. And I just I talk to people in the chat, talk Detroit Lions, NFL, all that good stuff. Thanks, guys. Like and subscribe, baby.
Like and share. Adios.
I had a lot of shit come easy. Had to work hard, struggle just to be me. Had to rise up just so they could see me. Did what I had to do just to feed me. And what was left over I put towards my dreaming.